Alright guys, I'm back and today I want to talk about who's to blame for WWE's mess. Now I thought about this video today and I was thinking like, well, I need to talk about it and give my thoughts on this whole thing and stuff. So last night we had Battleground 2017 and I reviewed it on the channel. Check it out. Cheap plug if you haven't seen it already. Like it, subscribe and all that good shit. Comment. Check it out there. It was about 19 minutes, 20 minutes long, but yeah, check that out. But anyway, obviously I talked about how bad the pay-per-view was and shit like that. But anyway, for the last couple of years, we've had kind of an up and down kind of WWE, in my opinion. You know, since post Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, we've always had this thing with the WWE where they have 1 week or a couple of weeks where they're good and really red hot. Well, not really red hot, but they're really good in the storylines and stuff like that, and the ratings are doing back to back really well. But you have other weeks where they're doing really bad on pay-per-views and ratings are bad and live attendances now are really bad. And who do you blame for that? And do you blame Vince McMahon for the storylines not being so good? Do you blame the creative team for not putting more emphasis in maybe their side of the things? Are they coming up with the bad storylines? But who's to blame in this? I mean, you could say Vince McMahon because he pushing the wrong guys. I would say some yes, some no, because some guys he needs to push and some guys he doesn't need to push. But you know what, Vince McMahon needs to change at the top, and if it doesn't change at the top, then how are the wrestlers and the creative team going to change if Vince McMahon is stuck in his own ways? I mean, you look at the live attendances the last couple of weeks, and they have been so down. And you talk about, oh, they didn't have John Cena. The problem is, and I talked about this in my Brock Lesnar video, John Cena is a part-timer in WWE. Like it or not, much as Vince McMahon like it or not, if Vince agrees with me or not, John Cena is a part-timer in WWE. He is no longer a full-time wrestler. He's got other projects right now. He's in the part-time category. He only appears at certain pay-per-views in the year. And this is my problem with the WWE. They've got such an awesome roster that they cannot build new stars. And I know they have got established stars on that brand like Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. I think he's been booked pretty well. You've had Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. He's kind of had an up and down kind of star in WWE. But you look at the other wrestlers that they haven't pushed over the years, like your Dolph Ziggler's and Mr. Anderson and John Morrison, and they've been up and down with The Miz and Zack Ryder, and the list is endless. And in my opinion, when your attendances are low and you go, oh, who can we actually save the live attendances? John Cena, but the attendances are still bad. Are you not A, promoting them, or B, are people not interested because the WWE stale? In my opinion, I think the WWE right now is stale because when you've got somebody like Jinder Mahal as your WWE champion, now this guy a couple years ago was in 3MB. How is anybody going to buy into Jinder Mahal's character as a main event guy just because Vince is a jacked up fucking, he's ripped and stuff like that now, and he's like fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Doesn't mean you have to push this guy to the main event scene. Yes, he might be a decent wrestler, maybe okay wrestler at best, but he's not main event level. I mean, here's the thing, here, the US title has had more emphasis on it than the WWE title has the last couple months. So if you look at the big names that have held that US title this year, Roman Reigns, Jericho, KO, Jericho again, AJ Styles, KO last night. So actually the US title on SmackDown is your main title. The world title, your WWE Championship, has been your mid-card title. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it's just been filled with mid-carders holding the title. And you had Bray Wyatt, and then you had Orton, and now you've got Jinder Mahal holding the title. It's just a filler title, and nobody cares about it. And then you've got Brock Lesnar on the Raw side of things, who's a part-timer, a Universal Champion. Again, they're relying on a part-time champion on their flagship show on mainstream television to carry that company when Brock Lesnar, A, is a part-timer, and B, doesn't care about professional wrestling. When you've got such a talented roster like Samoa Joe, who's been the MVP of Monday Night Raw. Him and Braun Strowman have been the MVP of like Monday Night Raw the last couple months. Like those guys have been the only two reasons why I've been tuning into Raw, and recently also the Drifter. But yeah, and you don't give them a chance to even get the Universal title. Like don't even give them a good couple like a month title reign or something like that. You give it to Brock Lesnar. And I feel sorry for the wrestlers in the back. Like they work so hard every year to get to WrestleMania, and they think they're gonna get a good storyline at WrestleMania, and then Vince is like, you know what? We're gonna do Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar again for the third time. I know it draws money, but when you've got such a talented roster, a full-time talented roster, then you need to start building around those guys and start relying on guys like your John Cena's, your Undertakers, your Triple H's, and your Goldbergs. And in my opinion, this company isn't going to learn unless they have some hiccups like low attendances, bad people talking about the company. And Vince says, oh, he listens to his fans. Bullshit. Vince McMahon doesn't know how to. He's out of touch. I mean, talking smack. That is an example for it. We had Talking Smack on the WWE Network, and I thought that was awesome for SmackDown because it made some of the wrestlers like your Jinder Mahals, your Baron Corbins, and your like Mike Kanellis and all those other guys that kind of won't, who wouldn't get over on SmackDown, if it was like scripted. But when they're off scripted, I just think, in my opinion, like they can just nail it like that. But when you give guys like that who needed the off-script moments, when you just cut it from underneath the rug, then that really kills their momentum. I mean, it's trying to establish these guys as, real as can be, and if you're just going to say, you know what, I don't like this because it's not scripted, then whatever. In my opinion, I just think that Vince McMahon is so out of touch with WWE, and people say, is Triple H going to save WWE? Triple H and staff, are they going to save the WWE? Now, it's hard to say, are they going to save WWE, because, Triple H has only dealt with NXT, and NXT, is a kind of a developmental territory. And I know it's signed some guys like AJ Styles and Joe and stuff like that, and Nakamura, but is he going to save the WWE? I don't know if he is or not. But you know what? I mean, only things can look up for me for Triple H, because Triple H, he's a wrestler and he's been in the business for 20 plus years, and he's been a wrestler. He knows what it's like to be a wrestler and stuff like that. So I guess him being from like the wrestler now being the owner of the company, I guess he would have a fresh perspective over it, as Vince McMahon was just a commentator, and then he went over to obviously on the company, because he was kind of just like, I think he did some ref work and stuff like that. But yeah, will Triple H and Stephanie save WWE? I don't know, but like I said, who do you guys think is to blame for WWE's mess? Is it Vince? Is it Road Dogg? Leave your thoughts down below, guys, and I'll chat you later.